Hey, did you understand the lesson?
No, I didn't.
What's your score in the seat work?
I got a failing grade.
Did you already do the assignment?
No, that's why we're going to your house. We're asking for help.
Oh, okay.
I was absent that day that the lesson was
Okay, let's go.
Why is the gate open?
Okay, let's start. I still can't understand this assignment.
What is this? I can't understand a thing.
Me too.
I have an idea. I know a TV show that can help us with our assignment.
Oh, I think I know that too. I think it's on right now.
Good morning, kids! I am Ate Jasmine.
I'm Ate Jafel.
And this is Stat Saya!
Our lesson for today is about
Measures of position, quantiles. What are measures of position are also known as quantiles?
Quantiles identifies the rank or position occupied by data from an array of data collected.
There are three measures of position. The first one is percentile.
The second one is quartiles.
The third one is decile. Let's talk about the first one, which is percentile. Percentile divides the score into 100 equal parts.
This is how you illustrate percentile. It is divided into 100 equal parts wherein it is arranged from lowest score to highest score, and the first number will be P sub 1 and the last number will be P sub 99.
And P sub 50 is the median score.
This is the formula for the percentile of ungrouped data.
P sub n equals PD times n, wherein P sub n is the desired percentile, PD is the desired percentile expressed in decimal form, and n is the total number of scores. The second measures of position is quartiles.
Quartiles is the most widely used measures of position. This is how you illustrate quartiles.
Quartiles divides the score into 4 equal parts. The first part, the second part, the third part, and the fourth part. The scores are arranged from lowest score to highest score, wherein Q sub 1 is the lower quartile,
Or the first quartile,
Q sub 2 is the median quartile,
or the second quartile,
Q sub 3 is the upper quartile,
or the third quartile. These are the formulas of quartiles for ungrouped data.
Q sub 1 is equals to n over 4, wherein n is the total number of score, and 4 is constant because quartiles divides the score into 4 equal parts.
Q sub 2 is equals to 2n over 4 wherein n is the total number of score, 2 is constant, and their product will be divided into 4.
And Q sub 3 is equals to 3n over 4, wherein n is still the number of scores, and 3 is constant for Q sub 3, and their product will be divided into 4.
The third measure of position is decile.
Decile divides the score into 10 equal parts.
This is how you illustrate decile.
The scores are arranged from lowest score to highest score, and the first decile is D sub 1, and it is up to D sub 9, wherein D sub 5 is the median score. This is the formula for decile ungrouped data.
D sub n is equals to lowercase n times uppercase n over 10, wherein lowercase n is the desired decile, the uppercase n is the total number of scores, and the 10 is constant because decile is divided into 10 equal parts.
It's now time to have some examples. The scores of 12 students in a class are 76, 86, 86, 93, 82, 89, 70, 99, 85, 90, 91, and 87. Let's compute for P sub 29 and P sub 81. The total number of scores is 12, so N is equals to 12. The first step is to arrange the score from lowest to highest score. And this is the arranged scores.
Now, let us solve. P sub 29 is equals to PD times N. To get the PD, divide the desired percentile to 100, which is 0.29, multiplied by the total number score, which is 12. 0.29 times 12 is equals to 3.48. Round off 3.48 to the nearest tenths, which is 3. So the third score in the arranged score is 1, 2, 3, which is 82. So P sub 29 is equals to 82.
The 29 percentile is the third score, which is 82. Let's now compute for P sub 81. P sub 81 is equals to PD times N. For you to get the PD, divide the desired percentile, which is 81, to 100. So it would be 0.81. And multiply it by the total number of scores, which is 12. 0.81 times 12 is 9.72. Rounded off to the nearest tenths, it would be 10. And the 10th score in our scores is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 91. So P sub 81 is equals to 91. The 81 percentile is the 10th score, which is 91. Let's now move on for solving quartiles. The first thing you need to do is arrange the score from lowest score to highest score. And now, let's compute for Q sub 2. Q sub 2 is equals to 2n over 4. Substitute 12 to n and multiply it by 2. And after you multiply it, divide it by 4. 2 times 12 is equals to 24. Divided by 4 is equals to 6. So, the sixth score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 86. So, Q sub 2 is equals to 86.
The
Second quartile is the sixth score, which is 86. Let's now move on for computing the decile. Compute for D sub 6. The first thing you need to do is arrange again the scores from lowest score to highest score.
Let us now compute for D sub 6. D sub 6 is equals to lowercase n times uppercase n over 10. To get the lowercase n, it is the desired percentile, which is 6. The uppercase n is the total number of score, which is 12. Multiply them and divide it by 10. The answer will be 7.2. Round it off to the nearest tens, and the answer will be 7. The seventh score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 87. D sub 6 is equals to 87.
The sixth decile is the seventh score, which is 87. Let's now move on for group data. The first thing you need to do is fill up the table and get the less than cumulative frequency. The first thing you need to do is identify the first class. For this example, the first class is 60 to 64. And its frequency is 4. You copy 4 to this column. For you to get the next cumulative frequency, add 4 to the next frequency. 4 plus 6 is equals to 10. And for you to get the next cumulative frequency, you add 10 to the next frequency, which is 12. And you repeat the same process until you reach the top. The last cumulative frequency should be 60 because 1 plus 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 22 plus 12 plus 6 and plus 4 is equals to 60. This is the formula for percentile group data. P sub n is equals to LB plus quantity PD times n minus CFB over F times C, wherein LB is the lower boundary, PD is the desired percentile expressed in decimal form, and n is the total number of frequency, and the CFB is the cumulative frequency before the lower boundary, and F is the frequency of the lower boundary. C is the class size.
Let us now compute for P sub 17. P sub 17 is equals to LB plus quantity of PD times N minus CFB all over F times C. To get the LB, we must get PD times N first. PD is equals to 0.17 because the desired percentile is 17 and we must divide it to 100, which is 0.17, times N, which is 60. So 0.17 times 60 is equals to 10.2. Let us look at the chart and identify which number or which less than cumulative frequency is greater than and nearest to 10.2, which is 22. Let us look at its class interval and find what is its lower limit, which is 70. Subtract 0.5 to 70 to get 69.5, and that is your lower boundary. To get the CFB, we must look back again to our less than cumulative frequency and see the value before it, and that is our CFB, which is 10. Our frequency is 12 because our less than cumulative frequency is 22. And to get the C, it is just the class size, and it is 5. So, equals P17 is equals to 69.5 plus quantity of 10.2 minus 10 all over 12 times 5. And the answer will be P sub 17 is equals to 69.59.
Let's now move on for quartiles group data. Here's the formula for quartiles group data. For Q sub 1 is equals to LB plus quantity 0.25n minus CFB all over F times C. For Q sub 2, it is equals to LB plus quantity 0.5n minus CFB all over F times C. And for Q sub 3 is equals to LB plus quantity 0.75n minus CFB all over F times C, wherein LB is the lower boundary and N is the total number of frequencies, CFB is the cumulative frequency before, and F is the frequency of the lower boundary, and C is the class size. For Q sub 1, 0.25 is constant. We used 0.25 because remember, for ungroup data, the formula for Q sub 1 is n over 4, or simply 1n over 4, and 1/4 is equals to 0.25. That's why we used 0.25. For Q sub 2, 0.5 is used because on ungroup data, the formula for Q sub 2 is 2n over 4. And 2/4 is equals to 1/2, and 1/2 is equals to 0.5 or 0.50. That's why it is used for Q sub 2. For Q sub 3, 0.75 is used because for ungroup data, the formula for Q sub 3 is 3n over 4. And 3/4 is equivalent to 0.75. That's why it is used for Q sub 3. Here is an example for quartiles. Let's now compute for Q sub 1. Q sub 1 is equals to LB plus quantity 0.25n minus CFB over f times c. The first thing you need to find is 0.5 times n. 0.5 times n, which is 60, is equals to 15. For us to get the lower boundary, we need to look at the chart and find a number that is nearest and greater than 15. So, it is 22. And look at its class interval. The class interval is 70 to 74. We need to subtract 0.5 to the lower limit, which is 70, so the answer would be 69.5. For you to get the cumulative frequency before, go back to the chart and see what is right before 22, and it is 10. And the class size is 5, and f is 12. It is the frequency of the lower boundary. So, 69.5 plus quantity 15 minus 10 over 12 times 5. So, 15 minus 10 is equals to 5. So, 69.5 plus 5 over 12 times 5, Q sub 1 is equals to 71.58. Let's now move on to decile group data. The formula for decile group data is D sub n equals LB plus quantity DD times n minus CFB all over F times C, wherein D sub n is the desired decile and LB is the lower boundary and DD is the desired decile expressed in decimal form, and n is the total number of frequency. CFB is the cumulative frequency before, and F is the frequency of the lower boundary, and C is the class size. Let's now have an example for decile. Let's now compute for D sub 7. D sub 7 is equals to LB plus quantity DD times n minus CFB over F times C. The first thing you need to find is DD times n. For you to get DD, DD is the desired decile expressed in decimal form. 7 divided by 10 is 0.7 times 60 is 42. So let's go back to the chart and look for a number that is greater than and nearest to 42. And that is 44. So let's look at the class interval of 44. It is 75 to 79. So let's subtract 0.5 to the lower limit, which is 75, and our lower boundary would be 74.5. For us to get the cumulative frequency before, let's go back to the chart and look again at 44 and look the number before it, which is 22. And the frequency of 44 is also 22. And the class size is 5. So, 74.5 plus quantity 42 minus 22 over 22 times 5, D sub 7 is equals to 79.04.
This is the end of our episode. We have learned about watching.
And if you have any video requests, tweet us with the hashtag StatSaya and mention me on Twitter at the JasmineMaat_.
And again, thank you for watching.
And this is StatSaya! Always remember, be happy. Bye!
That's how you do percentile.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I know how to do it now.
Let's go back with our assignment.
Okay. I think I know this part of the assignment.
Answer it. Explain it to us.
Okay, so I can explain it to you. I need a whiteboard. So, so first, we need to arrange the scores from least to greatest. So in our assignment, the given would be, I will arrange it now. It's 82. So first, we need to divide the desired percentile, which is this one, to 100. So if we divide 15 to 100, it will be 0.15 or 0.15. So the formula is Pn times small n. Next, then we need to substitute the n to the total frequency, which is 12, because 12 is the total number of scores in the given set. So 0.15 times 12 is 1.8. Are you getting this, Priya?
Yes.
Okay. So then after that, we need to round off 1.8 to the nearest whole number, which is 2. Then we need to determine which is the score from the given set. So the given set is what I have written a while ago. What we have arranged from least to greatest. So since it's 2, we need to count from the given set. Since it's 2, then we need to count from the given set. So 1, 2. So the answer would be 76. So P15 is equal to 76. Did you get it, Ria? And
Yes.
Luis? So the 15th percentile is the second score, which is 76. Do you get it?
Yes.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Okay, so did you understand, guys?
Yeah, thank you.
But we need to answer the last example, or the last.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Answer it now.
Okay, so, okay, I'll do the next number. So, again, we need to find. So the formula is, again, Pn times n, which is the desired percentile and the total frequency. So 75 times divided by 100, so it's 0.75. Multiply it to the total frequency, which is 12 from the given set again. When you multiply that, the answer would be 9. Then again, we would count from the given set, which is in our notebook. And the answer is P75 equals 90. Simple as that. 75th percentile is the 9th score, which is 90. So yeah. Luis.
Yeah,
Okay.
I already got it. Thanks.
Let's move on to what's the next quartile. Okay. I don't know how to answer the quartile part.
Don't worry, I got your back.
Okay. Let's do this.
According to the show, the formula of quartile is Q is equals to N over 4. 4 is the frequency, and you will substitute small n to the capital N. Yan, dyan. Q N over 4. 70, 76. This is the arrange score, lowest to greatest.
Yeah, from least to greatest.
Yeah, you arrange
That's
it.
what we did in the first, right?
Yeah. You're the one who arrange it. Now, it is equal to the score. Pause. You will substitute n to the capital N over 4.
Also,
You will
we're gonna divide.
Yes. And 3.
That's 3. Then, is it just the same as percentile? We're gonna count it in the scores.
Yeah.
So the answer is
82.
82.
Because 70, 76, and 82 is the third one.
There.
yeah. Oh, simple as that. Okay.
I thought it was hard.
The first quartile is the third number, which is 82.
Okay.
Okay, I got it now. Guys, I know how to do the decile part of our assignment. Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
So according to the show, Decile's formula is n times capital N divided by 10. So this one is,
So we're gonna substitute it.
yeah, this one is the value of this, and this one is the number of scores given.
Okay.
So the first item is the subscript of 8 is equals. I'm going to write the formula first. So n times capital N divided by 10.
Yeah, you keep on writing that. That's always.
So this one is just like this, so it will become 8. And since in the given there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scores, 12 number of scores, so it's 12 over 10. So 8 times 12 is 96. So I will divide it by 10 and the answer will be 9.6. It will be 10. So here in the scores, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's equals to 91. So D8 is equals to 91. And do we need to add the conclusion or not? It's D8 equals 91. Oh, whatever. So I think we need a conclusion. So the conclusion is the 8th decile is the 10th score, which is the value of 91. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's proceed to the another item. So let's go to the second item that was given to us. By the way, in the decimal points, if it's 0.5 and above, you round it up. But if it's 0.4 or below, you retain the number. So, okay. D9 is equals the formula of decile divided by 10. So this one is this one as usual. So it's 9 times the number of scores, which is, what is the number of scores?
12.
12, yeah. Thanks. 12 over 10. So 9 times 12 is 108. And
So divided by 10 is 10.8.
yeah, you got it right. Whoa. So since it's 0.8, I'm going to round it up.
Yeah. It's
it will
gonna be 11.
11. Very good. So the 11th score here is 1, 2,
I'm
3,
guessing
4,
it's
5,
93.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's 93. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
So the conclusion
So great at
is
statistic.
the 9th decile is the 11th score, which is 93. Do you get it?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We get it.
Okay.
It's easy.
Now on to the next part of our assignment, which is group data. First item we have here is percentile. The given is P sub 35. Now the formula for percentile is P sub n equals lower boundary plus quantity PD times n minus CFB all over frequency or F times class size. The first thing you need is the PD times N. So to get PD times N, you need to divide the given, which is 35, to 100. So the answer would be 0.35. Then we need to multiply it to total frequency, which is 60. Now the answer for 0.35 times 60 is 21. So 21 minus CFB all over F times C. Now to get the lower boundary, we need to look at the table and determine the CF, or the cumulative frequency, higher or nearest to 21. Now the highest or nearest to 21 is 22. Then let's look at its class interval. Its class interval is 70 to 74. Next, subtract 0.5 to 70. So the answer is 69.5. Then we need to subtract. We need to look at the cumulative frequency before the given, which is 22. So the cumulative frequency before is 10. So the frequency of which is 12. So 21 minus 10 all over 12. Now the class size is 5. The answer is 10 all divided by 12 times 5 plus 69.5 is equal to 74.08. Did you get it, guys?
Yeah.
So the next item we have is Q sub 2. So the formula is lower boundary plus 0.5 times N minus CFB all over F times C. So first we need to determine the lower boundary. So to get the lower boundary, we need to multiply the total frequency to 0.5, which is 60. So 60 times 0.5, and the answer would be 30. Next, we need to look at the table to determine the lower boundary. So the nearest or highest number to 30 is in the table is 44. So the class interval of 44 is 75 to 79. So we need to subtract 0.5 to 75, and the answer would be 74.5. And the cumulative frequency before 44 is 22. And the frequency of 44 is also 22. And its class size is 5. Now, 30 minus 22 is 8. Copy 22. Now the answer would be 74.5 plus 8 divided by 22 times 5 is 76.32. Now that's so simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Now let's move on to the next item. So our last item is decile. So the given is D sub 2. So in the show that we watched, the formula for decile is
LB plus
quantity
DD
times
N minus CFB over F.
times C. Yes, you're getting it. So
It's very basic.
yes, it is. So to get the lower boundary, we need to determine DD times N. To get DD times N, we need to look at the given and divide 2 to 10. So 2 divided by 10 is 0.2. 0.2 times N, which is 60. The answer is 12. So to get lower boundary, we need to look at the table now and look at the highest or nearest number to 12, which is 22. So the class interval of 22 is 70 to 74. So we need to subtract 0.5 to 70, and the answer would be 69.5. So let's put 69.5 here. Now let's look at the cumulative frequency before of 22. So the number lower than 22 is 10. So minus 10. Now the frequency of 22 is 12. So let's put 12. and the class size is 5. So 12 minus 10 all over 12 times 5 plus 69.5. So the final answer is 70.33. So that's the last item in our assignment.
That's easy.
Yes, it is. And it's all thanks to the TV show that we've watched, which is Statsaya.
At last, we're done.
Yeah, it's already 8 o'clock.
Guys, I gotta go. My mom texted me already. I need to go home.
Likewise. Thanks for letting us inside your house.
Yeah, to do the assignment.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Let's do it again next time.
I'm Ate Jocelyn.
I'm Ate Joffen.
And this is Statsaya!
We have learned about
There are 3 measures of position. The first one is percentile. There are 3 measures of position. The first one is percentile.
The second one is quantiles.
The quartiles. The quartiles.